बंद करना पड़ेगा देवराज उनके इंटरव्यू में.
So, gentlemen, can you tell us a bit about for those of us not in the know, a little bit about the instruments you're playing, what you're doing, how you tune them, that sort of thing? That would be great.
So this is this instrument called sarangi. It has more than 40 strings are tuned according to the composition or according to the song. These 3 strings are main. 1, 2, 3. I play. The others are sympathetic strings, which vibrate or sounds when I hit any note. And this is a one wood piece instrument. There is no any joint. You can see that. And all 40 strings I tune almost every time according to the song or according to the raga I'm going to play.
Oh wow, it's a lot of work, huh?
And this instrument belongs to my grandfather. So
Okay.
maybe it can be older than him. So it's almost 200 years old instrument I'm carrying.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I'm very fortunate to have this instrument.
And did he teach you to play?
No, not my grandfather. I have learned from my father, Ustad Asif Ali Khan. I'm the generation of my family into the music or into the sarangi and classical vocal. So I'm the 8th generation into my family.
Oh, okay. All right. Perfect.
Yeah, the skin is the goat skin, and this is the plastic, and this is guts.
Gut.
Gut.
Okay.
This is bone. The 2 eyes of the sarangi. You can see that. This is the mouth. And
4 years.
it has 4 ears. 4 ears.
4 ears.
Why
4
it's
ears.
so very tuneful because it hears twice the amount.
Ah, there we go. That makes sense.
Very traditional instrument of the Indian classical music.
It's also, as Hassan often says, that he says if you've tuned it correctly, the resonating strings,
Yeah.
they are all in perfect harmony if you've tuned it correctly.
Yeah.
And it's also an instrument that's considered to be the closest to the human voice
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
in
That's
terms of its
interesting.
lyricality.
That's fantastic. And I mean, for people who aren't familiar with traditional Indian music, I mean, I know certainly it sounds absolutely beautiful, but it's wonderful to know the tradition behind the instruments and how they're made and that sort of thing, and to know what they're called, so you know what you're listening
So
to.
this, as he said, is the sarangi,
Sarangi.
which is S-A-R-A-N-G-I. It's in some ways, in fact, when you hear it, you'll see it pulls at your heartstrings. It's a lot like the cello. It's not as bass, but it gets you in the same place of your heart that the cello gets you.
Definitely.
The sarangi is the other name you can call sarangi. That means 100 colors. So not only Indian classical music can be played in this instrument, like I also play jazz and the cello style in the sarangi. And that what's called that instrument? Fiddle.
Fiddle,
Yeah. So I'm trying to
innovate.
innovate some other technical
Oh,
sound.
fantastic. So we know to keep an eye out for that. That's perfect. And for yourself, I hear you knocking on that side. What have you got over there?
My name is Aman Ali, and this is my instrument called tabla. And it is a North Indian rhythmic instrument. It gives the rhythm to the song and for the main melody. And it is 2 hand set drums. One is more sharper sound, and one is for the bass sound. So the both are there, the sharp sound and the bass sound. And it is made out of wood the right one called daya. It is made out of wood and covered with the goat skin. And this is called the ink, the black ink. We dry the ink and we put on the tabla to make resonance and more sound like this.
Okay.
And this is baya. The baya and daya means the right and left. And it is made out of copper or steel. And in the old time, it used to, baya used to made out of
Terracotta.
terracotta or some kind of mud used to take to make it.
Would that make it very fragile though? Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we have to tune tabla according to the main key of the song or the melody. So it is, and to tune it we use hammer to make it tight and loose.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. So that was all.
So the strings on the side, as he's showing you, when he
Yeah.
says make it tight or loose, you see those round pieces of wood.
Mm-hmm.
So you hit them down and you increase the tension, so it changes the key because it pulls at the skin which is on the top.
On the top. Okay, phenomenal instruments. And the gentleman over there?
Are you sure he's a gentleman?
Yeah, we're about to find out.
Thank you. This instrument called bansuri, the Indian flute, made by bamboo. And there are various flute in the country. Like flute in plain in India, we play flute, bansuri, and in Western instrument we play metallic flute. We saw the metallic flute, which have only one scale flute. All the scale in one flute, and in bansuri there are different scale and different flute. Like it's a G flute, different tone, and different scale is A, so it's different flute.
The
Okay.
keys are different.
The
So
key
he
is-
says this is in the key of G, and if you want to play it in the key of A, you have to play a different flute. Whereas in the Western music,
Western
perhaps
music
you
is
can,
only a one scale flute G.
Ah,
One
okay.
flute and all the scale.
you can
and-
play all the scales on a
On
Western
one.
music,
On one.
but in the Indian flute, you have to change your flute.
Because it's difficult
Wow.
to play in one scale, in one flute.
And where did you learn to play all of the? Do you have to learn to play all of them at the same
No,
time?
only
Or-
one flute.
Only one.
Scale.
Okay. And why did you chose to learn to play all the others? Is that
No, it's
that
for
right?
example, if he's accompanying us on a song and one song's in G, he'll play his G flute. If the song's in A, he'll play an A flute.
Ah, so essentially you're learning to play one instrument, but
Yeah.
a variation on that one.
Really, you'll play one instrument. It's just that you have 5 different or 10 different keys. Sometimes, for example, if he's playing a song in D, he can play the G flute in D because he can find the matter of the key. Otherwise, he can't play an A flute for a D song or a G song, a song in G or in D.
Okay.
It's just
Wow.
that's what he's saying. That's the difference between a bamboo flute,
Bamboo flute
because
and
it would be next to impossible for him to play the scale in the scale of A on a flute that's already built in the scale of G.
Oh, I understand. Wow.
Because it's different major or minors.
So it basically means that you have to carry many flutes.
Yes, and have a very big bag.
That's his bag. Yeah.
Definitely. Perfect. So going off from here, I think the first question on my list really is, first of all, I have to ask, how did you enjoy Jazz on the Lake yesterday?
I think we all absolutely just loved
Really
it.
enjoyed it.
Very good. It was completely fun.
And the crowd, I know, certainly appreciated your music. A lot of people were talking about. I unfortunately missed the first part of the show. I'm seeing you at Elder's Jazz
Yeah.
on next week Sunday.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of other questions prepared. I'm just going to get them out here. The first one was, in South Africa, September is Heritage Month.
Okay.
And as you know, we have a massive population of Indian people. Indian culture is very much ingrained in South African culture. Have you, I'm not sure how long you've been here for, but have you come across any interesting evolutions of Indian and South African culture here in South Africa?
Well, we've been here only a day and a half, but I think that, of course, everyone knows the connection between South Africa and India with Mahatma Gandhi. And in fact, this morning we were just talking about it because when we get back to India, we are singing for the birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi it's on the 2nd of October, but we're doing a performance on the 30th of September. And we were talking